Test, 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 test. Welcome to Santiam Christian High School for 2025 Banks Braves football. Both these teams looking for deeper runs into the state playoffs from where they finished last year. Santiam Christian upset in the quarterfinals by eventual state champ Burns and the Banks Braves. Also upset in the semifinals by the Burns Highlanders, the 11 seed, in the semifinals at Summit High School in Bend last fall. Good evening, I'm Voice of the Braves, Trevor Beard. Last season's 3A football playoffs, down was up and up was down. The number one seed, Siuslaw Florence, overrated as the seedings were determined heading into the first round the second weekend of November, and barely escaped 16 seed Dayton at home 30-24. Holding on a late fourth down to preserve the victory, but were no match for the North Valley Knights, also ranked in the top 10 for week one. The Knights of Grants Pass easily handled Siuslaw on the road, 55-22 in the second round. North Valley, the 9 seed, again talking about upsets, a mild upset, forcing Sutherland into some ball control issues, multiple fumbles in that game for the Bulldogs as the Knights won on the road easily 35-0 in the first round. Taft of Lincoln City, the 5 seed, one of the rare lower seeds to advance late into the playoffs last year. They defeated Sisters 34-27, holding on at home. South Umpqua Myrtle Creek, the 13 seed, got blown out at Vale 56-14. Kennedy, also a member of 3A District 1 along with Banks, lost here at Santiam Christian 42-21. Burns, we mentioned the 11 seed advancing all the way to the finals last year. In fact, the defending state champs, despite one of the lowest seeds in recent OSAA playoff history to win a state championship, the 11 seed defeating Cottage Grove easily on the road, 46-7. Yamhill Carlton, the other team from 3A District 1 to advance, getting blown out 57-7 at 7 seed Cascade Christian. Banks would host Cascade Christian in the quarterfinals after destroying Coquille in a Saturday matchup 42-6. Quarterfinals last year, Banks in a game for the ages held off Cascade Christian of Medford late at home 27-20 to advance to take on Burns in the semifinals last season at Bend. Vale defeated Taft in the second round 46-24, and North Valley, again, as we mentioned, easily over Siuslaw Florence 55-22. However, the Knights, in kind of a low-scoring contest at Summit High School, defeated by Vale 20-3. And in the other semifinal, Burns over Banks 22-15 in a game that was pretty much decided by defense. And Burns defeating their league rival, the Vale Vikings, 42-16. The 11 seed, no problem with their rivals from the Eastern Oregon League, destroying the Vale Vikings, the Burns Highlanders, your 2024 OSAA 3A football state champions. We'll take a 2-minute break and take a look at the Santiam Christian Eagles in 2 minutes when we return after this.
Jim's Market in Banks is an institution serving the community for generations. They're actively involved in events and athletics from the youth league to high school level. Let them serve you with their locally grown fresh produce, fresh bakery items, including custom cakes, and quick hot food from their in-store deli. Jim's Market, conveniently located at the south entrance to Banks.
Jason? Let's go see your room.
No, that's not right. How was it? Is it good?
Same great smile, same great service, but a brand new location and a great new team. Sarah Hesselman Group is still proud to support Banks High School athletics, but has now joined the Premier Property Group real estate team with new offices located in Bethany. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, contact the Sarah Hesselman Group, Sarah at sarahhesselman.com, or call 503-313-0748.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Now with more Banks Braves athletics on Westside Mobile Media. Here's the voice of the Braves, Trevor Beard.
And we're back live from Santiam Christian High School in ADAIR Village, just about 10 minutes north of Corvallis, up Highway 99, in a rematch of last year's first game of the season between the Banks Braves and the Santiam Christian Eagles. A game easily won by the Banks Braves 31-9. However, after what we encountered about a year ago today, missing the first month of the season due to some pretty serious medical issues, including 2 separate week-long hospital stays during the month of September, just blessed to be here regardless, and even more so with the opportunity to continue broadcasting Banks High School athletics, and now also the voice of Pacific University volleyball, with broadcast tomorrow morning at 10:30 against Cal Lutheran, and 2 matches on Sunday against Pacific Union College on the Flow Sports streaming app. Taking a look at the Santiam Christian Eagles, this game will be a battle of size versus speed, especially on the offensive line. Banks with 2 players on the front line, 290 and 325. No player on the Eagles' front line larger than 290, but a lot of smaller players at the running back and wide receiver positions, and usually that results in faster players. We'll see if that's the case tonight, or if the size of Banks can limit the Santiam offense and keep them off the board as they did last year. Some of the key players for Santiam Christian: senior number 2, quarterback Brendan Fitzpatrick, 5'10", 180. Wide receiver senior Hunter Headland, 6'4", 185. Backup quarterback Steven Samuelu, a 6'2", 165 quarterback safety. Running back Nehemiah Samuelu, a 6 foot, 200-pound running back. Also a senior running back number 6, Steen Smith, 5'11", 205. Wide receiver number 7, Isaac Johnson, 5'10", 160. Wide receiver defensive back. Also, we assume a backup quarterback number 8, Landon Van Leuven, a 5'11", 170-pound junior QB defensive back. A deep flock of quarterbacks, I believe flock is the right word, with a bird mascot like the Eagles. Matthias Leonard, a 5'10", 150-pound junior. Levi Thorson, a 6'2", 160-pound sophomore quarterback, are your players under center for the Eagles. Other wide receivers, I think we mentioned Harrison Headland, 6 foot, 160 sophomore. Gunnar Williams, 6'2", 145 junior. Mason Ball, 6'4", 185 senior. Wyatt Ball, 5'8", 115. There we go, talking about the size. Kind of average height, but anytime you get under 150 pounds, especially in a physical game like football, you got to be considering injuries. Middle school, when I was much younger, one of my classmates got hit in the back of the leg by a helmet from his own teammate, and it snapped his leg like a toothpick. So, again, size, an issue, especially at this level of high school football. Jacob Van Order, a 5'11", 140-pound freshman wide receiver. Again, you're talking about 5'11", 6 foot. Normally, you like to see players around 200 pounds. Jacob Gross, a 5'9", 145-pound sophomore. And a deep defensive line for Santiam Christian, about 20 players deep. Schedule for the Eagles, again, who we mentioned lost in the quarterfinals here at home last year, 25-3 to Burns. After tonight, they'll be at Yamhill Carleton. Travel to Salem Academy as well before, I believe that Salem Academy game is to open district play for the Eagles. Then they'll be at Amity, or host Amity at Blanchette of Salem, at Newport, host Dayton at Scio, and then wrap up the season hosting Taft of Lincoln City. We'll take a 2-minute break and talk about the Banks Braves, our 11th season broadcasting Banks High School athletics on Westside Mobile Media and Westside's Greatest Hits. Again, we'll be back in 2 minutes.
Visit Main Street Pizza in Banks, located next to Jim's Market, for the best pizza in Washington County. From loaded hot baked subs to a Main Street special pizza piled high, we will satisfy your pizza cravings. We've been serving and supporting the Banks community since 1986. Open daily at 11 a.m. Call ahead now to place your order at 503-324-5858 or follow us on Facebook to see our daily lunch specials. Mention this radio ad and receive $2 off any Main Street pizza.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
For more than 45 years, Housemaster has been offering residential and commercial inspection services with more than 200 locations across the U.S. and Canada. We've helped more than 3.5 million buyers and sellers make important real estate decisions. Housemaster of Southwest Portland helps local residents make the right choice when purchasing a residential or commercial property. Call Housemaster of Southwest Portland, 971-245-2500, or visit their website, housemaster.com/southwest-Portland.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
And we're back, trying to get rosters on screen the best as possible for those unable to be here tonight that are following on Westside's Greatest Hits and Westside Mobile Media. Will be much better viewed on a streaming television, although you can follow our broadcast online from any mobile device as well. Did the best we could to try to get the rosters lined up. A little bit off, I know, with Santiam Christian. Taking a look at the Banks Braves, again, finishing 10-1 on the season, a 22-15 loss in the semifinals to 11 seed and eventual state champs, the Burns Highlanders of Eastern Oregon. Lane Gilbert, who had been the starter much of the three previous seasons, will not be the starting quarterback tonight. He is listed on the roster as wide receiver, but will play quarterback if needed. Starting quarterback will be number 4, Nate Lyda, the 6'3", 160-pound junior cornerback. Backup number 7, Finnan Haley, 5'10", 140-pound sophomore. Kicker tonight, number 9, Chase Mead, 6 foot, 175-pound sophomore. Wide receivers, number 11, 5'10", 140-pound, number 1, Grady Lucia, number 2, Jarrett Martin, a 6 foot, 200-pound wide receiver. He has Division I possibilities, and he's a great return man as well. Watch out for him if he gets any space on returns. Number 3, Cameron Brait, a 150-pound, 5'11" wide receiver. Wyatt Jackson on a player watch list from Oregon Live Oregonian a couple of, about a month ago. 6'1", 185-pound junior tight end linebacker, great athlete, great wrestler, and even better baseball player. Averages at least 1 steal per game on the diamond for the Braves. Number 8, Judson Woods, 6 foot, 160-pound junior wide receiver. Number 10, Henry White, senior, 5'11", 180-pound running back. Trevor Vander Zanden, wide receiver, 5'11", 140-pound sophomore. Number 12, Jake Lamb, a 175-pound, 6-foot junior running back, short safety. Number 13, Brady Johnson, 6'1", 175-pound senior, but he may be out tonight. Saw him helping set up in street clothes earlier this evening. Number 16, Cam Ireland, 5'10", 140-pound wide receiver linebacker. Christian Medina, 5'8", 165-pound junior. Damian Robles, a 5'9", 140-pound sophomore running back. Ben Lyda, 5'10", 150, and Owen Turner, senior, 5'11", 160, both wide receivers. And Chase Mueller and James Turner, both juniors. Mueller, a 5'10", 165-pounder, and Turner listed at 6 foot, 180. Carter Hollinger, the only other tight end on this roster for the Braves, 6'1", 185, a sophomore. And we mentioned, although Santiam Christian has a much deeper flock of linemen, Banks may have the more skilled tribe on the front line with Chance Lindsay, 6'6", 325, and Cade Wilson, 6'4", 290. Also Vance Willard, 6'7", 280. The Big Mollies up front to take a line from Keith Jackson, the late ABC sports broadcaster, as he called him, sports broadcasting program of Washington State, named for the late Keith Jackson. About 10 minutes to go before we get started with kickoff. We'll continue with the Banks Braves football pregame show on Westside Mobile Media on YouTube and westsidesgreatesthits.com. Again, we'll be back in 2 minutes after this from LaHaye's.
Proudly serving our neighbors in Washington County since 1946, LaHaye's is your destination for locally made Letterman's jackets, custom embroidery for business apparel or a unique gift, and scouting uniforms and supplies. LaHaye's is on the corner of 3rd and Main in historic downtown Hillsboro. Open Wednesday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday, 10 to 4, and anytime online at lahayes.com or call us at 503-648-2341.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Whether it's a steaming hot old-fashioned cup of joe or hot chocolate on a cold winter day, or an ice-cold Italian soda or iced coffee on a hot summer day, any time is a great time to stop by Scoggins Creek Coffee. With 2 locations in Gaston and Yamhill Carlton, their warm and friendly baristas will get you the delicious drink of your choice. Scoggins Creek Coffee, call 503-985-3483, 503-985-3483.
Are you looking for a job with flexible hours, a way to support your community, or a first step toward a career in education? ESS has exciting substitute teacher and paraprofessional openings at schools throughout Eastern Yamhill, Columbia, and Washington counties. You'll enjoy creating your own schedule with weekly pay, ongoing training, and benefits. Begin your rewarding career in education by applying today at ess.com.
Now with more Banks Braves Athletics on Westside Mobile Media, here's the voice of the Braves, Trevor Beard.
And we're back taking a look at the Week 1 OSAA 3A football schedule for the Banks, or for the state of Oregon, I should say. Other games going on around 3A District 1. Yamhill Carlton is at Scio. Jervis, moving up for football only, is at Cresswell. Our game tonight, Banks at Santiam. Christian Valley Catholic is at Blanchette Catholic of Salem. Amity travels to Warrenton. The Warriors with a new head coach this season. Taft at Kennedy. The other game of the week tonight in 3A football, a matchup of 2 teams that were both ranked number 9 in the first coaches poll of the season entering week 0. And Willamina, who only 18 players this season, will be playing a independent schedule. They were scheduled to play in 3A District 1 for the first year this season, but not enough players for them. They'll be at 2A Sheridan tonight. One moment. And we're back after prayer and tonight's national anthem. About 4 minutes to go before kickoff between the visiting Banks Braves and tonight's home team, the Santiam Christian Eagles of ADAIR Village, just north of Corvallis. Eagles football stadium runs east and west as the Braves make their way onto the field. All turf facility, no track. I believe that might be in the works soon, but fairly new football facility here, I think, at Santiam Christian High School. Baseball field and softball field just behind, off to the west end of the field. Santiam Christian High School, again located in ADAIR Village, just off of Highway 99 west, headed south between McMinnville and Corvallis. Color combinations for both teams. Banks will be wearing their road white uniforms, navy blue numerals with Vegas gold trim, white helmets with navy blue arrowhead logo with Vegas gold trim. Blue face masks, white pants with gold, kind of gold flag on the sides of the pants. Navy blue on the shoulder pads with Vegas gold flag. Santiam Christian black uniforms, red numerals with silver or gray trim on the front, black helmets with white stripes. Also Banks navy blue stripe down the center. Black pants with red and gray or white trim as the captains are meeting at midcourt with the Santiam Christian logo across midfield, stretching from about the 43 of one side to the 43 of the other side. White and maroon logo with cross between the S and the C. Banks, I'm not sure if they won the coin toss or not, but they will receive. And the Nate Lida era for the Banks offense will begin here in just a moment, unless we see flashes of brilliance from Jared Martin, which has been known to happen fairly often for the Banks Braves over the last couple of seasons. No true kicker listed on the Santiam Christian roster. Teeing it up appears to be number 8, Landon Van Leuven, the one of the backup quarterbacks, defensive back. Go back with Jared Martin, number 6, Lane Gilbert. And we get the whistle to begin the 2025 season, and the kick is away. It's going to be kicked up the center of the field to Gilbert. They're going to give to Jared Martin, makes a move, breaks a couple tackles, and gets up past the 25 to about the 26, maybe the 27-yard line of the Braves to open Banks Braves football for 2025. They'll mark it at the 27. Imo Samuelu making the tackle in special teams for Santiam Christian. Lida fakes the toss and give up the middle. A big hole to Henry White. He's going to have a first down. Dan Moore down the far sideline, finally out of bounds across midfield inside the Eagles. 46, maybe 47, maybe the 46-yard line. A gain of 27 on the first play from scrimmage on the give. Actually, they're going to mark it back all the way to the Braves 48, but still a gain of 21 yards for Henry White on the first carry of the game. All to the far side. Twins each way with one back now. Gilbert goes in motion, pass out of the backfield, kind of threw it a little bit behind him. He will get into Eagles territory down to about the 48. Should be a gain of about 5. Will bring up second down and 5 for the Braves. Actually, they're going to mark it at the 49, so a little bit further back than what we originally thought. Second down and 7 from the Eagles 49. All between the hash marks, middle of the field. Like trips to the near side with a two-back set. Lyda out of shotgun, the give to Martin this time. Gets around the far side, gets a little bit of a hole inside the 45. Close to the 40, that should be enough for a first down. Gain of about 8 down to the 41. First and 10 under 11 minutes. 2 minutes in of the 2025 Banks Braves high school football season. They'll actually mark it at the 42, but it will be just enough for a first down, a gain of 7. Thomas Coiner making the tackle for the Eagles. Trip split near side, 4 receivers set. Fake the give to Martin, somehow able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Barely is Jake Lamb. Looked like kind of a broken play that time. Second down and 10. Braves lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. In fact, they may have lost a half a yard. It'll be second down and long. We'll mark it, they'll call it second down and 11 on the scoreboard. Lyda, one back to his left. Quick pass out to Jared Martin, left side, 40, 35, 30, this is it. He's going to score easily, no doubt about that one. Jared Martin all the way to the house from 43 yards out on a little bit of a screen pass from the near side. And 2:15 in, did not take long for Banks to get on the board early in the 2025 season on a 43-yard screen pass from Nate Lyda to Jarrett Martin. 6-0 Braves. Chase Meade, the kicker, is lined up to attempt the extra point. Snap is down a little bit low, but kick is up, and it is through and good. Thought we heard a premature whistle, kind of looking for a flag. They blew the whistle before the ball was even through the uprights. 9:45 to go in the opening quarter. Banks 7. Santiam Christian nothing on an opening drive. 43-yard touchdown pass from Nate Lyda to Jared Martin. We'll be back in 1 minute. Explore your world with Donna Mallard Hawkins at Infinity Escapes Travel. She's a Banks alum and can help you find great deals on cruises with Regent 7 Seas and discounts on guests with Virgin Voyages and Royal Caribbean. Want to stay ashore? Check out featured tours like National Parks of the American West, like tours of Croatia and Madagascar. Book your next vacation with Donna Mallard Hawkins and Infinity Escapes Travel, calling 823-634-8080 or visit infinityescapestravel.com. 7-0 Banks after the Braves' opening drive, a 43-yard touchdown pass from Nate Lyda to Jared Martin. And tackled shy of the 30-yard line will be, I believe, Van Leuven. Or actually, it's going to be number 9 for the Eagles. Harrison Headland on the return after Banks' opening drive touchdown. And a little bit of confusion, I think, from the Santiam Christian offense as to who they want on the field. Their first play from scrimmage for 2025. $9:39 to go. Opening quarter. Banks a 7-0 lead. It will be Brendan Fitzpatrick, the quarterback for the Braves, and to give going to be a loss back to the 25. Bring up second down and 11, almost 12. Wyatt Jackson on the stop. Looks like just a two receiver set, one split out wide each way for the Eagles, and Headland to throw. Pass is thrown over the middle and caught. First down, shy of the 40-yard line to the like 29, but don't forget 25, Tim Ewis, 6'3", 180 wide receiver, but really a tight end with that type of size. No tight end listed on the Eagles roster. First and 10 for Santiam Christian to the Braves 39. Fitzpatrick give after the first down for Santiam Christian, and a big gainer off the near side for Steen Smith. All the way down to the Braves 35. A gain of 26 on the carry. Cade Wilson on the stop for Banks. Fitzpatrick with one back to his right. That's Steen Smith. Again, just two receivers set to give again to Steen Smith. This time a much better job of stacking him up at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 2 to the 38. Second down and 8 for the Eagles. They're going to only give him a yard to the 39, or the 34. Second down and 9. Again, our apologies. We are unable to bring you live game coverage of any Banks High School sporting event except for football and baseball due to NFHS requirements. Bad snap, and he's going to go down back behind the 40, back to the 42. A loss of 8 on the play. Third down and 17. After the bad snap to Brendan Fitzpatrick. They're going to give him forward progress, almost back to the line of scrimmage, to the 40. They're down in 15. Play for the Braves defense to maybe take control of this game early with a 3rd and long situation for the Eagles. the Braves 40 after back-to-back big plays from the Eagles. Got the Eagles inside the Braves 35. And he goes down at scrambling. It's going to be a coverage sack for the Braves. Tackled at the 40-yard line. Not really a sack. Hit at the point of attack, and no gain. The Eagles' offense, and punting here really doesn't do them much good except pinning the Braves deep. It looks like they may attempt to go for it. However, the Eagles' kicker, they do not have a true kicker on the roster, is backup quarterback Landon Van Leuven. Banks appears to be in four-down mode defensively, and the Eagles will go 4th and 15. Big defensive opportunity for the Braves to get great field position. Throw is overthrown, intended for number 11, Mason Ball. Leaning on coverage, number 2, Jared Martin. Braves will take over on downs. 1st and 10 from the Eagles 40, or from their own 40, but great field position for the Braves to start their second drive of the game. The battle of two top 10 teams, the number 2 Banks Braves and the number 6 Santiam Christian Eagles. 5:45 to go. Clock stops on the change of possession. Braves come to the line. Gilbert, along with Wyatt Jackson and Martin, trips near side. Light out a shotgun, empty backfield. Pass is caught by Henry White up to midfield. That'll be enough for another Braves first down on the pass play. 1st and 10. Seems like every possession, every snap of the football so far, Banks has had a play of 10 yards or more. And 10, ball right at midfield for the Braves. 5:39 stop. Clock stops after the first down. 2 receivers with 2 backs beside Lyda this time, and he is going to give to Henry White. Spins down close to the 45. Decent gain of 4 on first down. Might mark him back to the 47, and that is where they'll spot the football. 2nd down and 7. Scoreboard reads 2nd down and 6. Thomas Coiner on the stop for the Eagles. Three receivers set, Twins to the far side. Lyda to throw, sidearm delivery down the far side, inside the 40, another Braves first down. Out of bounds to the far side. I believe it was Lane Gilbert making the catch. Thank you. Kind of hard to see players jumbled up on that side of the field on the opposite side from us. Under 5 minutes, 4:45 to go. Last time Banks had the football in this area of the field, it led to a deep screen pass touchdown of 42 yards for Jared Martin. Martin lined up wide to the near side this time with Twins each way, split wide to the near side with 1 back for Lyda. Again, looks to throw. Pass out, caught Gilbert. Middle of the field, 40, inside the 40 to about the 38, actually 28. Not quite enough for a first down. It'll be 2nd down and a yard, and this might be opportunity for the Braves to try something deep, even with an incompletion. It's 3rd and short. This time, Gilbert is in at quarterback with the two backs, and Lyda this time lined up as a wide receiver. And throw over the top, and it's intercepted. Oh, they are going to rule incomplete. Braves, I think, may have got lucky. Just kind of lobbed that one up there and got time for number 4 for the Eagles, Stevenson Samuelu, safety, a chance for him to get underneath it, and luckily for the Braves, the ball just hits the turf. Pass was intended for number 12, Jake Lamb. Ball at the 29, 3rd down and 1. Clock stops on the incompletion. 3's on the timer. 7-0 Braves lead. Whistles, and I think we have a timeout, Banks. 3:33 to go. Banks, their second drive of the game. They've, other than 2 big plays on Santiam Christian's opening drive, they've dominated this game on both sides of the football. 3:33 to go in the opening quarter. Banks 7. Santiam Christian nothing. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
At Wana Credit Union, every individual is unique, with different needs, different wants, and different goals. This is who we are, and we live here. Our families live here. Our friends live here. This is our home, because to us, you're not a number. You're an individual. Wana Credit Union. Individuals welcome.
Now with more Banks Braves Athletics on Westside Mobile Media, here's the voice of the Braves, Trevor Beard.
3:33 to go in the opening quarter. Big defensive play for Santiam Christian to try to stem the Braves' momentum, and this might be 4-down territory for Banks either way. It might be a little bit too much to ask for Chase Mead to try to boot one through from here. If the Braves are unable to convert. Lyda back in at quarterback. Gilbert in motion. Looks to throw and is going to step up into the pocket and go down. That fumble, lost the football. Braves get back on it, but it's going to be a big loss back to the 35. Diving on the football for the Braves, number 66, Cade Wilson, but it's going to be a loss back to the 35. And that may take away any discussion of possible points on this drive. They will mark it to the 34, and Braves may just go for it from here with 4th and long from the 34-yard line. A loss of 6, 4th down and 7. Interesting, they called it a loss of 6, but it's 4th down and 5. If it was a loss of 6, Banks would have already had a first down on that previous play. Twins split wide each side. Looks like a passing play with an empty backfield. Pass over the head of the intended receiver. And we're going to have flags on the field. Pass intended for number 8, Judson Woods. And Santiam Christian is hoping for some kind of personal foul against the Braves. The flag will go against Banks. Unnecessary roughness against the Braves. Number 53, Faber Herbst. And Braves giving 3 yards to Santiam Christian after having their defense controlled much of the opening drive for the Eagles. That bend, don't break mentality. And Santiam Christian's going to open their second possession of the game with great field position from their own 49 after the 15-yard personal foul. Fitzpatrick, deep out of shotgun with one back. Trips offset far side, pass out of the backfield, and it's going to go through the hands of number 4, Stevenson Samuelu. Second down and 10. Samuelu listed as a quarterback, but lined up as a receiver on that play. 2:28 left, 7-0 Braves. Again, Fitzpatrick, one back to his left. Quick pass out of the backfield. Screen pass is not going to go anywhere. Tackled all the way behind the 45 by number 10 for the Braves. Henry White, a big stop out of bounds to the far side. Isaac Johnson making the catch, but going backwards to the 44. It'll be a 5-yard loss. 3rd down and 15. Great job by the Braves defense after giving the Eagles 1st and 10 near midfield after a 4th down personal foul penalty on offense from Faber Herbst. One receiver near side for the Eagles. 3 receiver set, looks to pass, and pass is caught, but it will be shy of the 1st down, up to the gain of about 5 yards past the original line of scrimmage, up to about the 46. It will be 4th down and 6. Mason Ball making the reception. Jared Martin on the stop. Couple of first-year varsity players not sure where they should be lined up, and I think also weren't quite sure if Santiam Christian was going to punt this. Jared Martin makes a move against the far sideline, and a great job to pin him as he tries to cut back center of the field, and Santiam Christian, great job that time on special teams. Defense is going to have the Braves pinned back deep around their own 10-yard line with under a minute left for the opening quarter. They're going to mark it at the 14. So we'll be deep inside the 20, but don't expect anything fancy here from the Braves. Just kind of want to get out of the shadow of their own end zone until they likely get past the 20-yard line. Gilbert back in a quarterback. Nearly a horse collar, and they're going to call it. Although Santiam Christian coaches upstairs right above me over my left shoulder wanting a flag for illegal motion. See which they caught first. Gilbert definitely was grabbed by the back of his collar, and he's got to be careful. He had a shoulder injury that caused him to miss much of the second half of the baseball season. Like they're going to pick up it is going to be a horse collar against face mask against Santiam Christian. That'll give the Braves a 1st down up to the 29-yard line, 15-yard variety. I believe they're all 15-yard variety at high school. No incidental face mask at this level. Kind of a tight bunch formation with 2 backs and a 3 receiver set for the Braves. Now in motion goes Martin. Light is going to keep it this time up the middle. Might get to the 30-yard line. Won't be much more than that. A yard at the most, and that'll likely do it for the first quarter of the 2025 OSA 3A football season. After 1 quarter of play, number 2 Banks 7, Santiam Christian nothing. Teams will switch sides when we return with the second quarter. Live from Santiam Christian High School in ADAIR. We'll be back in 1 minute.
O'Leary Air is proudly offering Dakin Comfort Pro HVAC products. They've been serving the West Side and Greater Portland Metro since 2015. They pride themselves in getting the job done right, backed by a legacy of integrity, respect, and honesty. O'Leary Air offers competitive pricing on all their work. Give them a call today at 503-989-5251. That's 503-989-5251. Online at o'learyair.com. CCB number 239855.
Do you have your next vacation planned? Whether it's time for a cruise, weekend getaway, or a bucket list resort, let Lazy Hammock Travel in North Plains help you. Lazy Hammock Travel, your passport to relaxation. Call Jason Ackerman at 503-332-5571 or visit their website lazyhammocktravel.com. Lazy Hammock Travel, proud sponsors of Banks Braves Athletics and American Legion Baseball on Westside Mobile Media.
And we're back, start of the second quarter. Braves now working left to right from their own 30-yard line. Just underway in the second quarter. Braves a 7-0 lead. Lida now in at quarterback. Banks so far a 2-quarterback set with Lane Gilbert, last year's starter as well. Charlie White able to break an ankle tackle, and I think we're going to get a roughing the passer penalty against Santiam Christian. That's going to tack on more yards. Elida clapping at the end of that play. Elida may have had a first down regardless or close to it. Flag thrown deep in the backfield where Elida had made that throw all the way back around the 15-yard line. Roughing the passer against Santiam Christian. So now each team guilty of harassing the quarterback a little bit extra, and that's going to be a big play for the Braves offense, and will move the ball into Eagles territory down to the Santiam Christian 48. Four receiver set, trips far side, pass light out of the backfield. Gilbert makes a couple men miss. It's going to get inside the 45. Another late flag. Got to be some kind of a late hit or unnecessary roughness call. Flag came very late in the play after players were starting to come off the pile. Looks like it's going to go against Banks as they're backing. No, they're just going to go back and huddle near midfield. Are they picking up the flag? Either team moving. They are indicating against Santiam Christian, though. And they are going to move the football. Illegal contact, Santiam Christian. Back-to-back 15-yard penalties against the Eagles. Shooting themselves in the foot is going to move the ball another 15 yards down to the Eagles' 30. Flag thrown out the 45. We'll actually mark it at the 28-yard line. Far side. Twins each way with Jackson and Judson Woods to the near side. The give to Martin out of the backfield. Gets a nice tackle around the waist, out of bounds. Short gain, nice job defensively that time for the Eagles. Maybe a gain of 3 to the 25, near side, out of bounds. Second down and 7. believe Nehemiah Samuelu, spelled Samuelu, but public address announcer calling him Samuela. Ball to the near side with Lida still in at quarterback. Out of shotgun. I think we're going to have a timeout, Santiam Christian. 10:46 to go in the first half. Banks 7, Santiam Christian nothing. We'll take a 30-second break and return to more Banks Braves High School football on Westside Mobile Media and Westside's Greatest Hits.com.
Banks Post newspaper is the official news provider of West Side's Greatest Hits. Listen hourly for West Side news from the Banks Post newsroom. Banks Post newspaper covers Banks, Manning, Buxton, Roy, and surrounding western Washington County communities. If you'd like more information on the Banks Post or want to pick up a copy, visit a local business today. You can also visit their website at bankspost.com or their Facebook page, Banks Post.
And we're back, 10:46 to go in the opening half following Santiam Christian's timeout. Braves football second down and 7 from the Eagles' 25 after 2 personal foul penalties defensively on this drive for the Eagles. Lida, again, twins each way. Pass is thrown, cut. Inside the 20 should be enough for a first down for the Braves. I believe making the catch was a number 8, Judson Woods. It will be a first down to the 18. All to the near side hash mark. 10:20 to go, first half, 7-0. Banks trying to go up 2 scores inside the red zone. Lida with Henry White, the lone back, behind him to his left. Pass out, Jared Martin caught. Touchdown number 2, Jared Martin, into the left front corner of the end zone from 18 yards. 10:03 to go in the first half. 13-0 pending the extra point, 18-yard pass from Nate Lida to Jared Martin, their second time to connect tonight. 1 time each so far in each quarter, and it's should be seconds away from being 14-0. Kick is down. It is up and through. 10:03 to go in the first half. It's now number 2, Banks 14. Number 6, Santiam Christian nothing. Once again, we'll take another 30-second break and return with more first half action from ADAIR at Santiam Christian High School as we get the 2025 OSA A3A football season underway for the Banks Braves. Legacy Roofing can save your home from leaks, mold, and other issues related to an older roof, preventing future roof issues, saving you thousands of dollars. They use only the most trusted materials backed by an excellent warranty that is transferred if you ever sell your home. Legacy is tops in their field, earning the GAF Master Elite certification and the Golden Pledge warranty. For more information or to get a free quote, call 503-357-7663 today.
Now with more Banks Braves athletics on Westside Mobile Media, here's the voice of the Braves, Trevor Beard.
They're going to mark it. As a illegal procedure penalty, I guess, although the ball was touched before it went out of bounds. First and 10 from the Eagles, their own 35. Ball to the near side. Eagles moving right to left. Fitzpatrick, quick pass out. Hit as soon as he made the catch. Able to hold on, though, I think was number 11 up to the 40-yard line, Mason Ball. A gain of 6. They'll mark it to the 41, second down and 4. Under 10 minutes for the Eagles to try to get on the board and try to cut this Braves lead in half. Fitzpatrick again to throw, well underthrown, but slipping on the play, although bracketed nicely was number 8, Landon Van Leuven. And another backup quarterback for the Eagles lined up a wide receiver. Fitzpatrick again after back-to-back incompletions. Oh, looked like an offensive pass interference, but getting away with a push-off. Getting away with a push-off was number 11 from Santiam Christian, Mason Ball, to make the first down at the Eagles, down to the Braves 42. Mason Ball getting away with a push-off to create space to make the catch. Steve Lyda, defensive coordinator above us to our right, also noticing that as well and letting the officials know about it. First and 10, Eagles from their own 42, moving right to left, under 9 minutes first half. Fitzpatrick with one back and trips to the far side. Nice. They are going to say a knee was down after the give to. I believe it's going to be one of the Samuelus. It's going to be Steen Smith, actually. Should be no gain. It tried to pick up a couple extra yards, but official said his knee went down, although he never actually went all the way to the ground. 8:24, 8:23 clock moving first half, 14-0 Banks. On the near side, and in motion is number 7, and Santiam Christian getting away with a hold, but still making an incredible stop for a loss of a yard on the play. Number 7, the ball carrier for Santiam Christian, Isaac Johnson. It'll be third down and 11. James Turner making the stop for a loss of a yard. Third down and long for the Eagles, and they want to have any. Well, still just a two touchdown deficit for Santiam Christian, but right now with time of possession and the offensive momentum the Braves have with Lyda and Martin connecting twice on touchdown receptions. Or I should say Lyda connecting twice with Martin for touchdown receptions. And I think we're going to have a false start on Santiam Christian. This might be a big spot in the game for Santiam Christian to try to put points on the board before the half and try to pull within a score, but they're going to get called for a false start. So far, I think that's the only 5-yard penalty we've seen tonight. Everything has been of the personal foul variety for both sides. That'll mark it back to the Eagles, or to the Braves 48. Far side hash mark. One back for Santiam Christian Smith. Fitzpatrick to throw, and it's going to be caught for a short gain down to the 45. A pickup of about 3, and it'll be 4th and long. Actually marked at the 44, but it's still going to be 4th down and long. 4th and 12 from the Eagles 44, and a big play for the Braves defense, although Santiam Christian appears to be punting. They will get the kick away low. It's going to bounce and be taken at about the 15. 20, 25, and they'll be swarmed down shy of the 25, maybe to the 23. And that will stop the clock. Just under 6 minutes to go in the first half. Number 2 Banks 14, Santiam Christian nothing. Sideline warning against the Braves. 1st and 10 from their own 23, 5:58 to go first half, moving left to right. Braves will be back at home for the home opener next week against former Coapa League foe Seaside, and the two could be back in the Coapa League again as soon as fall of 2026 after new classifications are determined in December. A low snap, pass through it between Jackson and number 8, Jake Lamb. Incompletion stops the clock, 5:54. And a big opportunity for the Eagles defense to try to pin the Braves deep. Try to get field position to try to cut the lead to 1 score for the Braves before halftime. Pretty much everything through the air for the Braves offense, mainly Nate Lida and Jared Martin. Touchdown passes of 43 and 18 yards. In motion goes Gilbert left to right. Pass to Gilbert coming out of the backfield, and it's a little bit too far in front of him, although if you ask him, he's going to say that's a catch he should have had, and it stops the clock again. Still, almost 6 minutes to go in the first half. 3rd down and 10, still from the Braves 23. Braves really need to at least just get a first down. And pass is dropped again. And it's going to be 4th down, and the Braves are going to have to punt. Pressure on Nate Lida, but Wyatt Jackson unable to make the grab. Not sure he would have had enough for the first down, and probably would have been stopped on the catch, but incompletion. A trio of incompletions for the Braves on that drive. And still 5:45 for the Eagles, and they're going to get the ball back. Should have pretty decent field position with 2 return men back inside their own 40. And nice kick from Meade. Backing. Oh, that's going to go all the way inside the 20 and be down at about the 6-yard line. Incredible punt from Chase Meade to flip the field. Braves had 4th and 10 from their own 23. And 71 yards from where the line of scrimmage was. 63-yard punt from Chase Meade. And what kind of a asset is that to have on your team, especially at this level? And this low classification to have a kicker that can do that. Five and a half minutes to go, first half. Eagles pinned deep at their own 6-yard line. And they give up the middle, a little bit of room, gets maybe a couple of yards. Second down, Santiam Christian. Bottom of the pile, getting up with the football is Steen Smith, excuse me. Getting him confused with Henry White. They'll give him a yard to the 7, second down and 9, and Braves team with still 2 timeouts. Braves, if they get a stop on third down, they may want to think about stopping the clock. Patrick out of shotgun inside his own 5. Pass out and too far ahead of number 25. Had a reception earlier in the first quarter. That's Tim Ewis. And it is third down and 9, and now the Braves won't have to call timeout. Incompletion stops the clock. 4:40 to go in the first half. Lights start to come on as dusk has begun to set in over the central Willamette Valley. Play for the Braves defense. 4:40 to go in the first half. Although Jared Martin, return man for the Braves, has been contained much of the evening, and throw out of the backfield is again going to be intended for Ewis. He had his back turned to the play, incomplete, and it will be fourth down for the Eagles. Braves may want to come after this one. Eagles out of their own end zone. 4th and 9 from their own 7. Van Leuven, or it's going to be Mason Ball actually kicking it away. And not a very good kick off the side of his foot. Going to go out of bounds near side, near the Braves' 30-yard line. About 8 yards deep out of his own end zone. Punt of only about 38 yards. Actually, they're going to mark it out at the 32. A punt of 40 yards. Santiam Christian. 4.5 minutes left. Still plenty of time for the Braves to go up 3 scores before halftime. Great field position from the Eagles' 32 after forcing Santiam Christian deep on what so far may be the play of the game. A 63-yard punt from Chase Meade to flip the field, hitting Santiam Christian deep inside their own 10-yard line. Lyda with Henry White to his right. 4 receivers, set trips far side. Lyda to throw. Braves pick up the blitz. He dropped it. An easy score for Wyatt Jackson, but couldn't. I think just got a little bit happy feet and a late flag. Got it about 5 yards in front of the end zone, but we're going to have a penalty against the Braves. Against the Braves anyway. Another 15-yard penalty, unsportsmanlike conduct. No number given, and that's going to back the Braves back to the Eagles' 47, 2nd and 25. So now instead of having what should have been a easy catch and grab, it's going to be 1st and long from near midfield for the Braves after the 15-yard penalty. Braves have had basically no offense on the ground through the first two quarters. Lida, quick throw out. Pass may have been tipped at the line of scrimmage, although Lida looked like that pass was intended for Jarrett White, but Gilbert has his hands out like maybe that pass was thrown to the wrong intended receiver on the play. That'll bring up 3rd down and long. Now Henry White starts to come out of the backfield. Now goes in motion, and he's just going to have to, and it's going to have a either a roughing the passer or a intentional grounding call. Now with somebody, I believe. Yeah, it is going to be against Santiam Christian, a break for the Braves. Either intentional grounding or personal foul, and somebody up in the booth for the break for one of the coaching staffs getting a warning from the White Hats. Another 15-yard penalty in this game. This time we'll go against Santiam Christian. Move the ball back to the 32 and give the Braves another. Going to be 3rd and 10. Personal foul, but not an automatic first down. Whistles, and I think a timeout, Banks. Banks will call their second time of the half. They'll have one more remaining when we come back. 4:15 to go. Braves, 1 touchdown so far in each of the opening 2 quarters, both coming on connections from Nate Lida to Jared Martin. 4:15 to go, 14-0 Banks when we return.
Divine Home Solutions can upgrade your kitchen with quality cabinets. Divine Home Solution focuses on quick turnaround time from lead to completion. They also have luxury vinyl plank flooring as well. Don't just make your kitchen beautiful, make it divine. Divine Home Solutions, 971-407-6742 or 971-325-7759 and online at divinehome.solutions.
Now with more Banks Braves Athletics on Westside Mobile Media, here's the voice of the Braves, Trevor Beard.
And we're back, 4:15 to go first half, and they do fix it, and it will be a first down for the Braves instead of scoreboard read 3rd down. I'm not sure if that was the reason for the timeout called for the Braves. If it is, they should give Banks back that timeout because they had 3rd and 10 showing on the scoreboard despite a 15-yard roughing the passer penalty the previous play against Santiam Christian. Lida with Martin to his left. Takes the give, has some room off the left side. Oh, and a flag, and I think this is going to come back, likely a hold. And it will be a dead ball penalty against the Braves. The way the Banks running game has been going so far tonight, I knew something had to have happened to cause Lida to have a room to drive a triple wide through. Mark it the 42, so it'll be a loss of 10 on the penalty. 1st and 20. And the last minute or so of actual game time seems like it's taken 20 minutes with all the penalties so far late in the first half. 14-0 Braves, under 4 minutes now. Late first half. Lida out of shotgun for receiver, trips off set near side. Oh, and losing the football, but able to fall back on it for the Braves. And now, too many mistakes from Banks. Jake Lamb losing the handle. It's going to go back to the 43. Second down and 23. Eagles may have a spark of momentum entering halftime if the Braves keep this up. Braves with 2 fumbles so far in this game, but lucky to fall back on both of them. Henry White told to move to the other side from upstairs. Now switches to the left of Lida. The throw, pass caught by Jared Martin. Somehow bulldozes his way through down close to the 30-yard line. And that's pretty close to a first. It's not going to be enough for a first down, but it will make third down much more manageable. Down at 10. Previous play, a fumble on a loss of 3. Jake Lamb. 13 yards for Jared Martin after what appeared to be an interception for Santiam Christian. Clock nearing 2 minutes. All from the Eagles 32. Braves moving left to right. The give to Henry White. He's going to score. And there's your first big play on the ground for the Braves. Henry White from 32 yards out puts the Braves up 3 scores with 1:58 to go in the first half. 20-0. And Chase Meade to attempt the extra point. Snap is down, kick is up and through. 1:58 to go in the first half. Banks 21, Santiam Christian nothing after a 32-yard run from Henry White to the house. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this from Christy Van Meter. Your local lender, Christy Van Meter at Union Home Mortgage, is here to walk you through every step in purchasing your new home. Christy and her team bring trusted knowledge and years of experience to make your home loan financing process an enjoyable one. If you're in the business or have questions about purchasing or refinancing your home, call Christy Van Meter at Union Home Mortgage, 503-327-5302, or visit uhm.com/kvanmeter. Union Home Mortgage, official sponsor of the PBR. Union Home Mortgage promises kept. Christy Van Meter is licensed in Oregon 1700271, Washington MLO-1700271, and Arizona 1039867. Union Home Mortgage is an equal housing lender, NMLS number 2229.
Now with more Banks Braves Athletics on Westside Mobile Media, here's the voice of the Braves, Trevor Beard.
Now we're back inside 2 minutes first half. Banks 21, Santiam Christian nothing. No turnovers for either side, although 2 fumbles in the game so far for Banks. And it's going to be taken inside the 5 and brought down close to the 20-yard line, I think, for number 4 for Santiam Christian. Stevenson Samuelu. Christian Medina making the stop. Even with that long carry from Henry White, Braves with well under 100 yards on the ground in the first half. Fitzpatrick, quick pass out. It's intercepted, but a flag on the play. And scoring is Lane Gilbert, but this one's likely going to come back. Roughing the passer against the Braves. And instead of a turnover and a pick six for Banks, that's going to move. Did he say roughing the pastor? So whether you're in church or football, tackling the preacher is not allowed and will be a 15-yard penalty on either count. As public address announcer here at Santiam Christian adds an extra T and refers to the flag as roughing the pastor. Fitzpatrick rolling to his right, out of the pocket, throws on the run, well underthrown, stops the clock. 1:37, second down and 10. Braves do have one timeout remaining if they want to try to get the ball back on offense. Mason Ball, the intended receiver. Ball mark near side at the Eagles' 37-yard line. Timeout, Santiam Christian, their second of the half. 1:37 remaining in the first half. Banks with one touchdown in the first quarter, two here in the second. Late, it's 1:37 remaining in the first half. Banks 21. Santiam Christian nothing. Will return in 30 seconds after this from Cassie Ogden Healthcare Services.
Casey Ogden is a healthcare expert with more than 40 years in the field serving others and is college certified in nursing and healthcare administration. Her business, Casey Ogden Healthcare Services, offers everything you need for home health, from limited medical equipment, meal preparation, medication management, medical transportation, and more. Call 971-273-6058 or email caseyogden.hcs.llc@gmail.com.
Now with more Banks Braves Athletics on Westside Mobile Media, here's the voice of the Braves, Trevor Beard.
And we're back, 1:37 to go in the first half. Banks 21, Santiam Christian nothing. Braves thought they had a pick six on the first play of this drive for Santiam Christian, but was called back due to a roughing the passer, and pass incomplete. Intended for Mason Ball again in the area. Nate Lyda with great coverage. Second down and 10. Only 6 seconds off the clock, and it will stop on the incompletion, and actually third down and 10. And Santiam Christian likely to go to the air to try to put points on the board before halftime. If it's another incompletion, Banks should get the ball back with more than a minute left before the intermission. Fitzpatrick. Throw now steps up and is going to run and get out of bounds close to the first down. I think he's about a yard shy, and that will bring up fourth down. 1:22 left. Steve Lyda not happy with the spot of the football, saying that Officials gained 2 more yards for Fitzpatrick and the Eagles on that play, marking it at the 46. Eagles maybe just trying to draw Banks off sides. And they are going to run a play, and they're not going to get it. Initially, it looked like he was stopped behind the 45, but late push may get him the first down, although Banks' sideline is first down, Santiam Christian. Gonna mark, give him a yard, and that's all he needed to the 47. Clock continues to move, and now Santiam Christian will likely try to score, and either way will likely run out the clock before the end of the half. Offset Twins near side split wide to the opposite side, and passes through the hands. Oh! Tipped and unable to make the one-handed grab. Pass intended for Isaac Johnson. A couple of Banks players in the secondary in the area got their hands on it, but couldn't quite bring it in. But it will stop the clock. 49 seconds left. Second down and 10. Eagles want to work quickly. Now receivers swapping ends. And scrambling to his left, and it's going to be underthrown, shy of midfield, and it's going to be third down and 10, still 41 seconds. Ball does get about 3 yards past the line of scrimmage, so no flag for intentional grounding. Although there was no receiver in the area. Again, Banks still 1 timeout. Able to get a stop. Fourth and 10. Fitzpatrick to throw over the middle, cut. First down inside the 40 to the 39. First and 10, Santiam Christian. First down stops the clock, 35 seconds. Pass caught by Landon Van Leuven. Now mark it at the 40. 30 seconds. Fitzpatrick again to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. Hit late. And they never whistled the ball dead. Braves are going to score. I don't know if they're called now. They're going to whistle the ball dead after the Braves had already took it to the house. No whistle was blown on the incompletion to signify the play was dead. And hearing Steve Lyda, defensive coordinator, talk behind us, and we're going to have a flag for intentional grounding against Santiam Christian. Loss of down, second down and 25. Scoreboard still shows first down, second down and They're adding 20 seconds to the clock for Santiam Christian. Oh, now they are going to switch it to 20 seconds. One official said add 20 seconds. Now the White Hat says change the clock to 20 seconds. They're going to put 8 seconds back on the clock, 20 seconds before halftime. Just going to let the time run down and then stop the clock. Second down and 20 from the, now all the way back to the Eagles' 47. And a rather strange 5 minutes, last 5 minutes of the first half, with what appeared to be a fumble and a 80-yard touchdown that was later ruled as a grounding call. And the pass is cut by Mason Ball all the way down to the 20. Timeout, Santiam Christian, 12 seconds left. Mason Ball making the catch against Jared Martin. Eagles trying to score before the end of the half, 12 seconds. First and 10 from Braves 20, deepest Eagles have been in the first half. We'll be back in just a moment.
Specialty Screen Printing in Yamhill offers your business the creativity and expertise to print your logo on a variety of items. Owners Ken and Linda Johnson have 40 years of experience on industrial parts and every type of material, including ceramic tile. Their fast service can have your project done in less than a week. Visit their website, specialtyscreenprinting.com, to see for yourself how they can help you boost your company's marketing and industrial screen printing needs. Call 971-998-9274 or visit their website, specialtyscreenprinting.com.
And we're back. Santiam Christian just starting to come out of their huddle. Banks still yet to break the huddle. Now will slowly come to the line. Twelve seconds left first half. Santiam Christian first and 10 from the Braves 20 after a deep pass play to Mason Ball. Ball to the far hash mark. Fitzpatrick to throw. Flushed out of the pocket, has a man in the end zone, and a couple of players jockeying for position. Ball was going to fall incomplete. And now they're going to call a flag on the far side at the line of scrimmage. See what this is. See if it's going to be against the Braves. It will mark it half the distance to the goal. Still, time for one or two more plays for Santiam Christian to possibly get in the end zone before the end of the half. And there's going to be a penalty against Banks for taunting. That's going to give the ball a 15-yard penalty, but it will be half the distance to the goal. First and 10. First and goal from the 10 with 6 seconds left. One, maybe two plays for the Eagles if they hurry. And both teams have given each other a lot of free yardage in this game, and it's been so far the Braves that have been the best at being able to take advantage of it with a 3-score lead. And Fitzpatrick to throw again, and that's an uncatchable ball. They're going to throw a flag in the end zone on a pass too far out of the back corner of the end zone, uncatchable for everybody. And I think they should pick up the flag. If they don't, this crowd is going to come unglued. Officials are not meeting. Wow. Hey, that's a terrible call. Pass was thrown well out of the back left corner of the end zone, uncatchable by anybody. There was a little bit of physical activity while the ball was in the air, but only way that ball was going to get caught was out of bounds, and they're going to keep the flag as it stands. 1 second on the clock. First and goal, again, half the distance from the 5, although I think the Banks Braves may have gotten a break. Pass interference in the end zone, should be first and goal at the 2. Fitzpatrick to throw, pass caught, touchdown. Mason Ball from 5 yards out after Santiam Christian gets a free play on a phantom pass interference call after the ball was thrown well out of the back of the end zone. Santiam Christian on the last play of the first half cuts the score to 21-6, pending the extra point. Van Leuven will attempt the extra point, I believe. It might be Mason Ball, and I think a false start kick is blocked, but false start or delay of game. Encroachment against the Braves. Actually, according to the public address announcer, it's a penalty. Again, the Eagles will attempt the extra point, low snap, and kick is up and through. So it's been a rough first half for penalties for both sides. Santiam Christian with a 5-yard touchdown pass on the last play of the first half. We go to the break. Banks up 2 touchdowns. Braves 21, Santiam Christian 7. We'll take a 2-minute break and be back after this. This is Banks Braves football on Westside's GreatestHits.com and the Westside Mobile Media YouTube channel.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
In Likeness of You offers caricatures, face painting, temporary tattoos, indoor and outdoor games, arcade games, and even costume hero birthday events. Since 2013, they've even held corporate events for some of the biggest companies in the world. For more information or to book your next party, go to inlikenessofyou.com, thebash.com, or call 503-858-0164. That's 503-858-0164. been a very rough first half, not what you would call clean football, but it is first game of the season for both of these teams. Banks a 21-7 lead at halftime, but it could easily be much more, and it could easily be much less. Banks 2 fumbles in the first half, luckily able to fall on both of them. No turnovers for either side. Santiam Christian did have a turnover, did have 2 would-be turnovers on a fumble and an interception that both appeared to be taken all the way back for touchdowns, but the fumble that appeared to be turned into a Lane Gilbert big take back to the house was brought back on a late, very late roughing the passer call, and I believe Lane Gilbert also had a interception for a touchdown called back earlier in the second quarter after a roughing the passer penalty against the Braves negated that touchdown. Offensively for the Braves, it's been three big plays. The 3 touchdowns came 2 courtesy of Nate Lyda and Jared Martin. 43-yard touchdown pass in the first quarter to open the scoring. An 18-yard touchdown pass as those same 2 connected early in the second quarter to put Banks up 14-0. And then it was Henry White, the biggest rushing play for either team from scrimmage, 32 yards to the house. Eagles into the black Eagles end zone, black with white Eagles lettering on each end of the turf. Henry White with the other touchdown for the Braves, although Banks still well under 100 yards rushing in the first half despite the 32-yard touchdown run from Henry White. Thanks to Jonathan Lee for giving us an update from Westview. They're leading the McMinnville Grizzlies 20-0 at halftime. Again, our score at the half, it's Banks 21, Santiam Christian 7. We'll take another 2-minute break and be back. Hopefully give you a chance to, have a chance to give you some scores from other games around the state. Again, Banks 21, Santiam Christian 7 at the half. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
The Army National Guard plays a vital role in your community. We're on the front lines supporting essential personnel, first responders, law enforcement, and medical professionals, delivering food, supplies, and medicine, keeping communities safe, making a difference. During emergencies, we're always ready, always there. Learn more about part-time service in the Army National Guard at nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the Oregon Army National Guard, aired by the Oregon Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Jim's Market in Banks is an institution serving the community for generations. They're actively involved in events and athletics from the youth league to high school level. Let them serve you with their locally grown fresh produce, fresh bakery items, including custom cakes, and quick hot food from their in-store deli. Jim's Market, conveniently located at the south entrance to Banks.
Jason, let's go see your room.
No, that's not right. How was it? Is it good?
Jason, Let's go see your room.
No, that's not right. How is it? Is it good?
Jason?
Same great smile, same great service, but a brand new location and a great new team. Sarah Hesselman Group is still proud to support Banks High School athletics, but has now joined the Premier Property Group real estate team with new offices located in Bethany. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, contact the Sarah Hesselman Group, Sarah at sarahhesselman.com, or call 503-313-0748. And we're back 7.5 minutes before the start of the second half. Santiam Christian will receive after the Braves chose to start with the football and scored on their opening drive after a 43-yard screen pass from Nate Lida to Jared Martin. Trying to find some other scores for you from social media. Lake Oswego leading 47-7. Portland Thorns pick up a big win on the road in National Women's Soccer League, 2-1 at Louisville. Lake Oswego with a 27-7 lead over Sheldon. Not able to find any other scores on social media from other games around the state. We're going to take another 2-minute break and again go over the scoring plays for the Braves. 4:35 left before the start of the second half. Santiam Christian with the ball to open things after intermission. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Visit Main Street Pizza in Banks, located next to Jim's Market, for the best pizza in Washington County. From loaded hot baked subs to a Main Street special pizza piled high, we will satisfy your pizza cravings. We've been serving and supporting the Banks community since 1986. Open daily at 11 a.m. Call ahead now to place your order at 503-324-5858 or follow us on Facebook to see our daily lunch specials. Mention this radio ad and receive $2 off any Main Street Pizza.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
And we're back. 2 minutes left before the start of the third quarter, and the Santiam Christian Eagles starting with the football. Banks with a 21-7 lead. Should have been at least 21-0, but sloppy play both sides, despite Banks having controlled much of this first half. But officials never want to get into this. I'll say this. It was a questionable call for sure on a pass thrown out of the back of the end zone, uncatchable, that officials determined there was some physical contact while the ball was in the air, but nobody was going to catch it and stay in bounds, and they threw a pass interference flag with 1 second left and gave Santiam Christian a chance to score from 5 seconds out, and they just threw it up for Mason Ball, and he was able to come down with it in the end zone for the only score of the first half for Santiam Christian. Braves a 21-7 lead, but a lot of personal foul penalties for both sides in this game. A lot of 2 fumbles for Banks that could have very easily led to turnovers and caused this game to be much closer. An interception and a fumble for Santiam Christian that were called back. One due to a grounding penalty against the Eagles. The other, that would have been a Lane Gilbert interception, but was ruled that a roughing the passer penalty occurred on the play. We even had a roughing the passer in the first half. Not only is football a physical contact sport, but so is church. Apparently, if your minister becomes long-winded or you're ready to go home and you think the sermon is over, tackling is allowed, but only if you're not too rough, according to the Santiam Christian public address announcer. They do put 3 more minutes back on the clock. 21-7, Banks on top. The number 2 Braves leading at number 6 Santiam Christian. We'll take another 1-minute break and return in just a moment.
For more than 45 years, Housemaster has been offering residential and commercial inspection services with more than 200 locations across the U.S. and Canada. We've helped more than 3.5 million buyers and sellers make important real estate decisions. Housemaster of Southwest Portland helps local residents make the right choice when purchasing a residential or commercial property. Call Housemaster of Southwest Portland, 971-245-2500, or visit their website, housemaster.com/southwest-Portland.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
And we're back as the Braves come out of their on-field huddle after coming out of the locker room. About 2 minutes to go before halftime. Again, the excitement and the motivation from Coach Linehan on the sideline as the Braves get ready to start the second half. Up 21-7. Again, 3 touchdowns for the Braves, 2 through the air from Nate Lyda to Jarrett Martin of 43 and 18 yards. And a 32-yard run for Henry White in the second quarter to put the Braves up 21-0 before a questionable pass interference call in the back left corner of the end zone resulted in a first and goal from the 5 for Santiam Christian with 1 second left, and a touchdown on the final play of the half to make the score 21-7 as we're inside 20 seconds for the start of the third quarter.
Welcome back, fans, friends, and family, to the second half.
Santiam Christian, not a lot to get excited about in the first half. They're going to try to get their fans off their feet and get back into this game on the opening drive of the second half. Chase Meade has to be in contention for kicker of the week in Oregon high school football. And inside the 30, or just outside the 30 to the 32, decent return for Santiam Christian and a flag to open the third quarter. If that isn't a clue of how this game has gone, especially in the first half, we're going to have a late flag called against either Santiam Christian or Banks. Personal foul against the Braves. First and 10 from the Eagles' 48 after another personal foul to open the third quarter. Fitzpatrick with the one back. And spun around and able to break a tackle and go down back at the 35. A loss of 13. It'll be second down and 23. Rasheed Wallace used to have a saying back when he played for the Blazers, ball don't lie, after a missed free throw. And I think the loss of yards on that play was kind of a makeup call for that poor, kind of a phantom personal foul penalty against the Braves on the previous play. And it almost backs the ball up back to the original line of scrimmage where we started the second half. It's first and 22 from the 36. And able to break an ankle tackle, gets maybe a gain of 2 to the 38. Bottom of the pile will be Steen Smith. Third down and 20. Braves defense trying to make a big statement here early in the second half as they're going to wait to issue with the chin strap of one of the Braves linemen. Now they start the clock. Fitzpatrick, 3rd and 20. Looks to go deep. And that should be offensive pass interference. Likely it's going to go against the Braves. Pass interference against the Braves. And another first. I think we've had more first downs via penalty than we have any other, either rushing or passing, on either side offensively. 1st and 10. It's going to be move the ball inside Braves territory to the Banks 47. Fitzpatrick. And ball may have came loose. It's going to be 2nd down. Gain of a yard, 2nd down and 9 from the scoreboard shows 4th down, but down marker shows 3. Now they show 4th down. Santiam Christian trying to draw Banks off sides. And the give to Steen White, tripped up, maybe a loss of a yard. It's going to be 1st down, no flag on the play. Braves will take over on downs near midfield. 9:11 on the clock. It might not quite emergency time for Santiam Christian, but if they want to stay in this game, it's a big time for them defensively. Couple of Braves players coming in late. Wyatt Jackson along with big lineman number 78, Carson McCutcheon. And the Braves just get a timeout. Cole Linehan not happy with the late substitutions and change in personnel coming off the field late in that coming out of that huddle. We'll keep things here, 21-7 early 2nd half. Braves with a 2-touchdown lead at number 6, Santiam Christian. And 10 for the Braves after a stop on 4th down. 1st and 10 from their own 47. Three receivers set with one back. Can't quite read the number. Might be Henry White. And I believe it is Henry White. Gets up. Big push late. Might get to midfield. Gain of 2, maybe 3 yards if they mark him to the 50. Gain of 2. 2nd down and 8. Eight and a half minutes left. Third quarter. Banks trying to run some clock with a 2-score lead. In motion comes Gilbert right to left. The give to Henry White again just across midfield. It'll be a gain of about 2. 3rd down and 6. Dean Smith making the tackle. Big play for the Eagles defensively. Try to get the Braves off the field. Martin. Along with Lane Gilbert near side. Again, a 3-receiver set with Henry White. Lida, quick throw out, caught. And I think the ball hit the ground. They might rule that incomplete, or it's either the ball or his knee hit the ground. It's going to be short of the 1st down. If they do rule it a completion, they'll mark it at the 47. 4th down and 4, and Braves are going to stay on the field offensively. Lida has not brought his team off the field. Clock. They may just try to draw Santiam Christian offside. They're late again coming out of the huddle. No, they are going to run a play, and Lida has the 1st down. Takes a big hit inside the 40 down to the 38 for a big Braves 1st down, keeping the clock moving. First down, rushing the ball for quarterback Nate Lida. And that will move the sticks down to the 38. Stevie Samuela making the stop for Santiam Christian. Lida again is going to keep it. 35 in close to the 30, out of bounds at about the 32. Another decent gain on 1st down, a pickup of about 6 before being hurried out of bounds near side. 6 minutes left exactly midway through the 3rd quarter, and the Braves have had. Well, Santiam Christian came out of the half with the football, but Braves have done a great job of clock management here on their first drive of the 2nd half and kept the ball on the ground. Only a gain of 4 to the 34. This time Gilbert in at quarterback, and he'll get thrown down, push forward maybe for an extra yard. It'll be 3rd down. Dean Smith comes out, 3rd down and 6. 3rd down and 4, gain of 2. The 34. It's caught by Jared Martin, makes a couple men miss. And nice job swarming the receiver that time, and that screenplay is not going to work. No gain for the Braves. 4th down. Thomas Coyner and a couple of other Eagles there to contain Jared Martin for no gain. And maybe both sides have got the penalty bug figured out. We haven't seen a flag in the last 5 minutes or so. And Braves are going to go for it, and it's going to be close. Henry White on the, looked like the jet sweep. It will be a Braves first down inside the 30 to the 28, a gain of 6 on 4th and 4. Keeps the clock moving after the snap of the football, but it does stop. Move the chains. 4:24 now. It begins to wind. Under 4.5 minutes, third quarter. Martin with Wyatt Jackson and Gilbert to the near side. Looks like a 5-receiver set, empty backfield for Lyda. Looks to throw deep and has Martin. Touchdown! Back left corner of the end zone. Santiam Christian defender saying no. But Jared Martin with his third catch of the night from 28 yards out, connecting with his buddy Nate Lyda under 4 minutes, 27-7 Braves. Snap is down. Kick is rushed, but low. Kind of line drive is up and good. 28-7. No one could blame him if Chase Meade was tired. He's booted one 63 yards, flipping the field in the first half from the Banks 23-yard line to the Santiam Christian 6. And has kicked 4 extra points tonight on top of the other great kicks he's had tonight. 3:52 to go in the first half, in the third quarter. Banks 28, Santiam Christian 7.
Proudly serving our neighbors in Washington County since 1946, LaHaye's is your destination for locally made Letterman's jackets, custom embroidery for business apparel or a unique gift, and scouting uniforms and supplies. LaHaye's is on the corner of 3rd and Main in historic downtown Hillsboro. Open Wednesday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday, 10 to 4, and anytime online at lahayes.com or call us at 503-648-2341.
And we're back under 4 minutes, third quarter, 28-7, breaking a couple of tackles, but only getting up to the 25 is the return man, number 7 for Santiam Christian, number 7, Isaac Johnson. Santiam Christian with the football, now trailing 28-7 after Banks scores first in the third quarter. And Fitzpatrick to give off the right side, maybe the pickup of, actually I think he's going to lose back behind the 25 to the 23. It will be a loss of 2 on a screen play. Henry White on the stop. Second down at 12. Pass from Fitzpatrick, coming back for it. Jared Martin makes a man miss. He's gonna score. Touchdown off the first turnover of the game. Jared Martin from about 30 yards out, 35-7, and this one is gonna turn into a rout quickly here in the second half. There's a little confused as to where to line up on this extra point attempt. Snap is down, kick is up, and much cleaner that time. And that one probably would have been good from another 20 yards back. High up through the uprights, almost over the top of the goalposts. 35-7. Braves fans a lot to cheer about on the road, leading by 4 touchdowns. 2:46 to go in the third quarter. Whether it's a steaming hot old-fashioned cup of joe or hot chocolate on a cold winter day, or an ice-cold Italian soda or iced coffee on a hot summer day, any time is a great time to stop by Scoggins Creek Coffee. With 2 locations in Gaston and Yamhill Carlton, their warm and friendly baristas will get you the delicious drink of your choice. Scoggins Creek Coffee, call 503-985-3483, 503-985-3483.
Now with more Banks Braves Athletics on Westside Mobile Media, here's the voice of the Braves, Trevor Beard.
We're back 35-7 after 2 quick touchdowns from the Braves, including a 30-yard interception return for a touchdown from Jared Martin after just scoring on the previous play from scrimmage offensively. Decent return for Santiam Christian up close to the 30-yard line far side. Isaac Johnson on the return to the 30-yard line. And a flag on the play after having a fairly clean third quarter. It's going to be a loss back close to the 25, but 2:31 stops the clock. 2:31 the clock stops with the hanky on the field. Not sure what the penalty was, but it has been declined by Banks. And a decent gain up the middle and back a yard or two past the original line of scrimmage to the 30, maybe the 32, but it's going to be 3rd down and 8. Fitzpatrick, both these teams do not appear to be in any rush to get this game over. No sense of urgency from Santiam Christian. Down 4 scores. Give up the middle. Big push gets up to the 35, but it will be 4th down. And about 4 for the Eagles. Down marker. Too far from us. On the visitors' side of the baseball-style bleachers for both home and away. The larger sections for home fans across the field. You Santiam Christian fans start to make their way out. Eagles will go for it, 4th and 5. And it's intercepted. Down the far side, I believe it's Lane Gilbert with the interception. All the way down to the 25. And with 14 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, that might do it. Although there is still 1 quarter of play. First and 10 for the Braves from the Eagles' 2nd straight turnover in as many possessions. 2 interceptions in their last 2 drives. One by Jared Martin turned into a 30-yard touchdown. Lane Gilbert is going to give the Braves great field position from the Eagles' 26 on what should be the final play of the 3rd quarter, barring an incompletion or a first down that does not score. And a flag. Delay of game against the Braves. First and 10 from the Eagles' 31 following the 5-yard mistake. Martin with Jackson split wide to the near side with Gilbert offset in a tight formation. And Lyda's going to go all the way back at the 40. Thrown down hard late. They could have called a roughing the passer on that too, but that will end the 3rd quarter. Banks defense, the difference so far in the second half, two touchdowns and 2 interceptions. One of those 2 touchdowns coming via the result of a Jared Martin 30-yard interception return after 3. It's all Braves, 35-7.
Explore your world with Donna Mallard Hawkins at Infinity Escapes Travel. She's a Banks alum and can help you find great deals on cruises with Regent 7 Seas and discounts on guests with Virgin Voyages and Royal Caribbean. Want to stay ashore? Check out featured tours like National Parks of the American West, like tours of Croatia and Madagascar. Book your next vacation with Donna Mallard Hawkins and Infinity Escapes Travel, calling 823-634-8080 or visit infinityescapestravel.com.
Start of the 4th quarter, 12 minutes remaining in the game, 35-7 Braves. First and 10, or 2nd and long from the 39 of the Eagles. Lyda to throw. That man there, Gilbert, thrown out of bounds inside the 5. Braves knocking on the door again and about to add more points on the board early in the fourth quarter. Stevie Samuelu making the stop for the Eagles, preventing Lane from getting in the end zone. First and goal from the 7. The score here from the Braves would put Banks' offense in symmetry with 3 touchdowns in each half. Gilbert now back in at quarterback with 2 backs with Martin. And Martin's going to keep it inside the 5 and will not get in. Second and goal from the near side. They're going to call it a game of just a yard to the 6. Again, Stevie Samuelu on the stop. Expect the Braves JV to get some run here. A running clock situation with 1 more touchdown from the Braves. Second and goal from the 6. Timeout being called by Santiam Christian. 11:08 to go in the game. 35-7 Braves. It's all been all Banks in the second half. We'll take a 30-second break and return in just a moment.
Are you looking for a job with flexible hours, a way to support your community, or a first step toward a career in education? ESS has exciting substitute teacher and paraprofessional openings at schools throughout Eastern Yamhill, Columbia, and Washington counties. You'll enjoy creating your own schedule with weekly pay, ongoing training, and benefits. Begin your rewarding career in education by applying today at ess.com.
A little bit late coming back from the break. The touchdown from Lyda to Jared Martin, his 4th, actually 5 touchdowns tonight for Jared Martin, counting the interception return. The only other touchdown for the Braves, the 32-yard run from Henry White. Encroachment on Santiam Christian. Snap is down and blocked. So Chase Mead's perfect run on the night will end at 5 consecutive extra points and has the 6th blocked, but a great night for him regardless, including a 63-yard punt in the first half. And it's 41-7 Braves with 11 minutes remaining. I go out of bounds. Near side, illegal procedure. We'll move the ball up to the 35 for the Eagles. 11:03 to go in the game. 41-7 Banks. And an incredible night for Jared Martin and Nate Lyda. His first game as a starting varsity quarterback. 4 touchdown passes, all to Jared Martin. And Jared Martin, 5 touchdowns on the night, 4 receptions and 1 interception. Henry White, the only other touchdown, 32 yards on the ground, came the first half. Fitzpatrick still in the game. Pass overthrown, too high, intended for number 7, Isaac Johnson. Fitzpatrick to give up the middle and a decent gain up past the 40. Is going to be close to the first down, but I think he's going to be a couple yards shy. Steen Smith on the carry. First down for Santiam Christian up close to midfield. But this game has pretty much been over since about the middle of the third quarter. 41-7 Braves. First and 10 from the Eagles, 47. Gives them a little bit to cheer about. And Fitzpatrick, off a broken play, is going to get a first down inside the Braves' 40. But there is a flag that apparently thrown on the far side of the field. We don't see it from up here. Blindside block against the Eagles. And brought down all the way inside the 40 by big number 50 for the Braves. Steen Smith tackled by Kalen Villerin. Eight and a half minutes left, 41-7. Fitzpatrick. A loss of another 2 yards off the give to number 20. Jordan Herb. Chance Lindsay on the stop for the Braves, getting some new fresh faces in the game. Fitzpatrick still in a quarterback. Passes Cato over the middle down to the Braves 46, short of the first down. Fourth and 3. Under 7 minutes. Braves versus 4A Seaside next week, the home opener. Fitzpatrick will keep now, will pitch it late and get around the end and get the first down. Out of bounds will be Isaac Johnson, the ball carrier. First and 10 Eagles from the Braves 39. Cam Ireland on the stop after the first down out of bounds from Isaac Johnson. Under 6.5 minutes. Braves have been in control since the middle of the third quarter, leading 41-7. Had just a 21-7 lead at halftime, and Santiam Christian probably shouldn't have even had those 7 points. Stopped shy of the 35 is again Jordan Herb. Jacob Lepschad on the stop. Eagles come to the line. They'll try to regroup next week at Yamhill Carlton. Tigers are at Scio tonight and wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. The number 42, Jacob Gross. Chance Lindsay on the stop. Banks definitely making a case for getting some first place votes next week. Not sure where Burns is tonight on the schedule, but this game only two Only one of two top 10 matchups in 3A football, the other Taft at Kennedy. Isaac Johnson with a carry off the far side. Brady Lucia. In on the play defensively. 4th and 2 from the 31 of the Braves. Johnson goes in motion. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Santiam Christian. No flag on the play. Against the Braves second unit, Jacob Gross will score with 4:15 left. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. 4:15 left. Braves still in control despite the late touchdown from Santiam Christian. Braves 41, Santiam Christian 14. We'll be back in just a moment.
At Wana Credit Union, every individual is unique, with different needs, different wants, and different goals. This is who we are, and we live here. Our families live here. Our friends live here. This is our home, because to us, you're not a number. You're an individual. Wana Credit Union. Individuals welcome.
4:15 left, 41-14 Braves after a late touchdown from Santiam Christian on the against the Braves second unit. That hard at the 30-yard line, full head of steam for number 23 for the Braves. Ben Lida. A couple of yards up to the 32. I believe Ben Lida, the ball carrier. Correction. Carter Hollinger making a short grab. Second down and 8 for the Braves. Ben and Haley now in the backup quarterback. Big hole up close to the 40. That should be enough for a first down. And it will be a Banks first down. They'll move the sticks. And that should just about do it. Clock. New set of downs with 3:15 left. Early second half score we had from Scio. Scio leading Yamhill Carlton 25-12. And another flag on the play. Stops the clock under 3 minutes. Unnecessary roughness against Santiam Christian.
Personal foul. First
Haley, throw, pass cut. Hollinger up inside the 30. Another Braves. It is another Braves first down to the 26. I would really be surprised if the Braves tried to put more points on the board here. If they get in the red zone, I think they're just going to go into victory formation and through the hands of Hollinger and bounced off a couple of Eagles defenders. It'll be second down and 10. Haley, the give to number 25, gets inside the 25 to about the 24. And another flag. Mueller, the ball carrier. A personal foul against the Braves, number 3, Cameron Braith. Under 2 minutes.
It's a 15-yard penalty.
So definitely some things to work on before next week, despite a 4-touchdown victory. A lot of personal foul issues, the main thing. And a personal foul against Santiam Christian, number 17. But they never marked off the yards. I don't think he threw a flag either. Some very strange officiating, especially here in the second half of tonight's game. He pointed at number 17 and said personal foul dark, but never threw a flag. I don't know if it was a warning. And the give to number 25 again, down to the 35 for Chase Mueller. As fans will start to make their way out. Under a minute now, 41-14 Braves will get a victory to open the 2025 OSA A3A football season with a Sizable victory at Santiam Christian. Whistles and a timeout, Banks. So a teaching opportunity for the Braves with 4th and long, 35 seconds left. Nice to see the Santiam Christian cheerleaders still at it. Banks has, I think they restarted a cheer team last year. They have a dance team as well, but have not. Yeah, I think they're still going to have a cheer team this year as well. And the Braves break the huddle. Likely the final play of the game. And he's going to run out of bounds. Number 22. Damian Robles.
77.
Final play of the game, 41-14. Santiam Christian with the football after Banks stopped on downs. And Fitzpatrick nearly a horse collar, and he's going to go down inside the 30. 20 seconds left. Clock continues to run. Neither team appears to be wanting to stop the clock. They're going to let the clock run out. That will do it. Final score, number 2 Banks 41, Santiam Christian 14. Banks will get a victory to open the season and head back home to take on Seaside next week in the home opener. Final score, Banks 41, Santiam Christian 14. Nate Lyda, 4 touchdown passes all to Jared Martin. Jared Martin with 5 touchdowns on the night, 4 receiving and 1 interception return. And the other touchdown, 6 on the night for the Braves, came from Henry White. That came in the first half. That was the only touchdown on the ground for the Braves. Santiam Christian, 2 touchdowns. 1 came late with about 4:15 left on a rushing play from 31 yards out against Banks' second unit. Their first touchdown came on the final play of the first half after a questionable pass interference call was thrown on a pass that was uncatchable out of the back of the end zone. That's your scoring plays for this evening. Banks again with the 41-14 victory. And Chase Mead also a keynote tonight in this game. A 63-yard punt in the first half and 5 out of 6 on extra points. He is going to be a difference maker before this season is over. In fact, he was tonight flipping the field in the first half. Final score, Banks 41, Santiam Christian 14 as the scoreboard goes off. We'll talk to you tomorrow night We're not, unfortunately, going to be with you for every game this season, but we'll be here for the ones we can. Also responsible for Pacific University volleyball this season. Final score, Banks 41, Santiam Christian 14. Enjoy the rest of your Friday evening. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning from Stoller Court on Flow Sports as the Pacific University Boxers Pacific University Boxers volleyball team take on Cal Lutheran on Flow Sports streaming app. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night. Good night and God bless.